Good morning, everyone. Our today's topic is premature rupture of membrane. So, premature rupture of membrane is also called as pre-labor rupture of membranes. So, definition-wise, what is premature rupture of membrane? It is spontaneous rupture of membrane any time beyond 28 weeks of pregnancy, but before the onset of the labor. So, premature rupture of membrane or pre-labor rupture of membrane is spontaneous rupture of membranes after 28 weeks, complete 28 weeks, but before the onset of the labor. Incidence is almost of 10% of all the pregnancy causes. First is increased friability of the membranes. Membranes are much more friable, so they will rupture earlier. Decreased tensile strength of the membranes. Tensile strength is stretchability. They'll unable to stretch. So decreased uh, stretchability of the membranes. Polyhydramnios means overstretching. Cervical incompetence means cervix is not that much competent to hold the pregnant uterus. Then there will be rupture of membranes. Multiple pregnancy, again overstretching, any infection, chorioamnionitis, UTI, lower genital tract infection that may lead to premature rupture of the membranes. When the cervical length is less than 2.5 centimeters, then there are chances of premature rupture of membrane. Prior history of any preterm labor, then subsequently the patient might get premature rupture of membrane. Again, low body mass index that may lead to pre-labor rupture of membrane. Diagnosis. Diagnosis is by subjective symptoms. Subjective symptoms means there will be pervaginal discharge, watery discharge will be there. Again, gushing, either it will be gushing in large quantity or there will be leakage, mild, slow leakage will be there. That is, watery discharge will be there, and that is diagnostic of the rupture of membrane. Next one is confirmation of diagnosis by examination, speculum examination. By taking aseptic precaution, it is done. Escaping of liquor amni through the cervix can be seen. To examine the collected fluid from the posterior fornix. So that fluid that is collected from the posterior fornix, pH is detected. So pH becomes between 6 to 6.2. Normal vaginal pH during pregnancy is 4 to 5. It is between 4 to 5, and that is of liquor amni is between 7 to 7.5. So generally, whatever the pH of that vaginal discharge will be between 6 to 6.2, 6.5. That is diagnostic of liquor amni is leaking. The next one is characteristic furning pattern when smeared on the slide. Furning will be seen. Next one is whenever the discharge, the cells are centrifuged, then uh, when it is with stained with Nile blue sulfate shows orange blue discoloration of the cells. In ultrasonography, it will support the diagnosis of rupture of membranes and the diagnosis will be confirmed. Investigations, full blood count, that is HB%, CBC, platelet count has to be done. C-reactive protein, urine for routine analysis and culture, high vaginal swab for the culture of any bacteria or for any infection. Again, estimation of phosphatidylglycerol is important. And again, ultrasonography for fetal biophysical profile is done. Cardiotopography for the non-stress test of the fetus is done. The next one is complications. In complications, it may cause preterm labor, prematurity. Again, infection might ascend and it may go chorioamnionitis, it may cause, or it may cause endometritis or any genital tract infection on the upper part. Cord prolapse, especially when associated with malpresentation. Dry labor, as the lighter amnia has been excess, so the quantity of amniotic fluid will be less, so labor will be dry. Again, abruption of the placenta may be there, so bleeding may be there, APH may be there, fetal pulmonary hypoplasia, neonatal sepsis, respiratory distress to the neonate. Again, chances of preterm labor and because of premature rupture of membrane will be there. Perinatal morbidity, cerebral palsy, perinatal mortality might be there. Retained placental tissues after labor, third stage of labor, we can notice. Endometritis, that is we have already seen, and maternal sepsis. Even death, the patient may get infection during labor and after during the time of puerperium. So even death because of puerperal sepsis might be there. Scheme for the management of premature rupture of membrane. So first of all, maternal health assessment has to be done. Gestational age, weight of the mother, weight of the fetus has to be looked for. Pulmonary maturity has to be seen for the fetus. Aseptic precaution has to be done. Non-stress test for the fetus and biophysical profile of the fetus is noticed. Then it is important to monitor maternal pulse, temperature, fetal heart, and prophylactic antibiotic has to be started and steroid is given. Assessment in term of any infection of any amnion or chorion has to be seen. Abruptio placentae has to be noticed. Fetal death or distress to the fetal has to be seen, and the labor has to be initiated or processed. The first one, if at all there is absence of labor pain and pregnancy is less than 34 weeks, then expectant management is to continue the pregnancy for the fetal maturity. Hospital admission is there. Patient is transfer the patient to the center equipped with NICU if at all. Labor has to be induced. Bed rest has to be given to the patient. Steroid has to be administered, and broad spectrum antibiotic has to be given. And evaluation, further evaluation is done up to the pregnancy. Patient continue up to the whatever weeks patient will continue with the pregnancy. The fetal maturity as far as possible assured. If the pregnancy is more than 34 weeks and less than 37 weeks, then wait for the spontaneous onset of the labor within 2 days. If at all it fails, then induction of labor is indicated. If pregnancy is more than 37 weeks, then to wait for the spontaneous onset of the labor, and then if at all there is no spontaneous onset of labor, induction with the oxytocin has to be done. If at all any of these terms like any amnionitis, placental abruption, or fetal distress is there, then delivery has to be ensured, antibiotics has to be given, and neonate has to be kept in NICU. So this is all about premature rupture of membrane. If at all you are having any query, mention in the comment box. I'll try to resolve it. Thank you. Thank you very much.